average is the name of the chapter that we are going to start. Exercises 34. First of all, I would like to tell you that if I want to find out the average of the two numbers 47 and 95, how will I have to do this? You have to add up the two numbers 47 plus 95 and then you have to divide it by 2. Now the question may arise, why I am going to divide it by 2? Because two quantities are there, two numbers are there. So that is why add up the two numbers, that is sum of the quantities, by the number of the quantities, that is 142 by 2, that is 71 is the average. Let's take another example of average. See here, you have to find out the average of 225 and 105, 105 and 327. How will you do this? Add up, find out the sum of the quantities. So add up 225 plus 105 plus 327 by the number of quantities. So the number of quantities, 3 numbers are there. So this sum will be divided by 3 and you will get 219 is the average. So from these two example, we can get a formula of average. What is that formula? Average equals to sum of the quantities by the number of the quantities. I want to repeat it once again. Average means sum of the quantities by the number of the quantities. Now this is very important formula that you have to mug up. Okay. Then from this formula we can get or we can derive another thing. What is that? We can also find out the sum of the quantities. We can write also from this formula that sum of the quantities equals to average into number of quantities. See, if you want to find out the sum of the quantities, average is given, sum of the quantities you have to find out. So just multiply average into number of quantities, you will get sum of the quantities. Now just take an example, this one. Here 71 is the average and 2 is the number of quantities. So if I multiply 2 into 71, what will I get? I'll get 142. Now what is 142? 142 is the sum of the quantities. Another thing, see this one. 219 is the average, 3 is the number of quantities. If I multiply average into number of quantities, what will I get? I'll get 657. What is that? 657? 657 is the sum of the quantities. So from this we have come to know that average equals to sum of the quantities by number of quantities, or we can also find out sum of the quantities equals to average into number of quantities.